When this one-day series started, it was pitched as number 1 versus number 2, isn't it? Not a lot of difference, but South Africa number 1, India number 2. South Africa's 17-game winning streak. India hadn't lost a bilateral series since 2016. It was expected to be a really tough, serious encounter. It hasn't been that. India have walked all over South Africa in these first 2 games. So let's look at the reasons why. Let's see what we can learn from these first 2 games. First is that India's batting is looking very, very good. I mean, you can look and say that Rohit Sharma hasn't got a big score. It's round the corner. Shikhar Dhawan has got one. Ajinkya Rahane is settled in at number 4. But Virat Kohli has been imperious. I mean, every time you look at Virat Kohli, you think maybe you've seen the best of him, and he shows you that he can continue doing that. And so Virat Kohli is making it very difficult for South Africa to know what a good target is. And I think that is where they're getting a little caught up. But also, and this is something we see in Test cricket as well. We're seeing it now in T20 as well. It's a general truth. It's the bowlers that set up matches. And I think India is blessed with this current quartet of bowlers. Well, you could say either blessed or the fact that the think tank and the captain and the leadership have created this quartet. But India now got a fairly potent new ball attack. Bumrah bowling the new ball better rather than first change has made a big impression. And then Bhuvneshwar and Bumrah very good bowling at the back end. And then we've got these 2 wrist spinners taking wickets in between. And so the opposition isn't able to build a dominating partnership at any time. The person who could have done that for South Africa was AB de Villiers. You often say in a 50-over game, you don't miss one person. But somebody needed to take the game away, and AB is way too big a hole for South Africa to fill. In fact, if you notice, in the first 2 test matches, whenever South Africa was in trouble, AB de Villiers took the game away. They don't have that kind of player. And it's not helping South Africa that Quinton de Kock and Hashim Amla, the very cornerstone of that 17-game unbeaten streak, slight bit out of form. Amla's highest score in recent times has been 35-37 against India. But even more important, Quinton de Kock is looking like a ghost of his former self. He's getting hit on the glove, he's playing and missing outside off stump. And now this injury to Quinton de Kock means their resources are going to be fully stretched. They need another opener and they need another wicketkeeper. I think South Africa will be in a lot of trouble. Otherwise, they're just waiting for AB de Villiers to come back. And India are pouncing on that, and I've just enjoyed watching India play. They're fielding well and they're batting beautifully. So India's problems are getting lesser and lesser. In fact, virtually none at the moment other than the 5th bowler. South Africa's problems are mounting as they go into the 3rd one-day in Cape Town. India only have to decide what to do with their 5th bowler. It might be tempting to say that if Cape Town is again dry because of the drought there, that you pick a bowling all-rounder in Akshar Patel instead of a batting all-rounder in Hardik Pandya. But it's so tempting to have a seam bowling 5th bowler. And going ahead, it's very important for India that Hardik Pandya cements his place. I think they'll go with Hardik Pandya, but the problems are in the other camp. They've got to get an opening partnership. Faf du Plessis got 100, is gone. They've appointed a really young man as captain. He's not sure of his own place, only played 2 or 3 one-day games. He's suddenly looking and saying, oops, that's Hashim Amla in my side. Oops, that's Imran Tahir in my side, Mone Morkel in my side, I'm captain. It's not easy at all. And they don't have that one bowler that the opposition will fear. Mone Morkel might have been that bowler. Rabada in one-day cricket is a good bowler, but he's not the force that he was in test match cricket. So all the problems mounting in the South African camp. And remember, when you're down, you're a little more worried, and they're now obsessed with Indian spin. So I'll be very interested to see what their approach will be. If they decide to hit the wrist spinners out of the attack in Cape Town, India will like that even more. So India going in with a very settled lineup and looking good to make it 3-0. I think this is India's best chance of winning a series in South Africa. It will be a colossal result if they can do that.